which we are not exploiting, especially on the land rates. I know this will be effective once the valuation rule is approved. To contribute to the mission of KCRA, you should endeavor to expand the tax base and reduce the tax impact on the few residents who are paying taxes to the county. Further, be my good ambassadors, because you are the face of my government out there. Demonstrate values of an ethical government which can be entrusted with public resources. I know our mission is very clear and our core values are very clear. Please live to the core values. However, sometimes the view of you tend to attract our attention in a negative way. And as a person, please ask yourself these questions. Number one, are you a revenue officer who seeks to enrich yourself at the expense of the county? Number two, are you an officer who facilitates illegitimate access into the revenue collection system illegally to issue unpaid receipts? Are you an officer who relies on godfathers to protect you and not work? Are you an officer who brings your governor and the county into disrepute by having multiple disciplinary cases at Chirmac, police stations, and in courts of public opinion? And lastly, are you an officer who is guided by our values, or an officer who doesn't appreciate teamwork, an officer who doesn't work for the benefit of our county? As our revenue officer, are you the type whose name is synonymous with insubordination, defiance to authority? Those are some of the key questions I want you to ask yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, let us re-examine our conscience and remind ourselves the heavy responsibility we carry on behalf of the people of Kakamega. My moral compass should never lose its sensitivity, because if it does, our partners who are here today will have no reason to trust us. Let me reiterate that disciplinary action will be taken against officers who go against the code of regulation, and further, those officers from and without or outside of our KCRA who continue to interfere with the county revenues, especially in health services, plan approvals, and transport corridor levies, should stop. Doing so is sabotage to the mission of my county and, of course, my government. To KCRA, I want to assure you of the executive support and involvement in revenue mobilization. This is our core activity as we go forward. I charge that your duty should be executed in an orderly manner and within set timelines. And to the sub-county administrators here today, I require you to account for the outputs from the revenue surveillance templates documented by the respective officers before the end of this month. This will ensure that we track all the revenue so that we take corrective action in good time. Ladies and gentlemen, at the onset of the performance contracting exercise, I directed that revenue targets be part of the appraisal parameters for all staff, from the community area administrators to chief officers. These must be actualized and measured during performance reviews. I also directed the Health Services Department to disclose all the revenue collection accounts, finalize the waiver policy, accredit with NHIF all the qualifying health facilities, including Mumias Level 4, and formulate a respectful, mutual, symbiotic working relationship between the revenue agency and its officers. This is the only way that the target of 1 billion shillings from health services shall be realized. And of course, this will also be the only way that the famous Facilities Improvement Fund will be actualized from the next financial year. Therefore, the department should also speedily work with KCRA and the county treasury on modalities of deploying clerks to all our health facilities and dispensaries. An example of a well-known health center in Luesero, where we get returns of over 100,000 shillings per month from Linda Mama and Edu Afya. I expect a report and an implementation roadmap on these directives from all the CECs who are here today. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, let me once again thank you for turning up at this very important meeting. I am particularly grateful to our partners and all the taxpayers in general for the support that you're giving to Kakamega County. And in turn, I want to assure you that we shall enhance our diligence in the way we collect and utilize our taxes for the benefits of the people of Kakamega County. And lastly, as the chair of Finance Committee of the Council of Governors, I want to put this on record that all the 47 counties, we have written to the National Treasury to fast track the release of all the outstanding arrears for the month of March, April and May, amounting to 94.6 billion Kenya shillings. The National Treasury has already reneged on their commitments of releasing 29.6 billion Kenya shillings to counties for the month of March, as promised by the CS National Treasury, that this will be done by the 15th of this month, which was just on Monday. So we are putting the National Treasury on notice that next week the Council of Governors is going to meet so that we reassess our position of shutting down counties. We need the monies to be released in order for us even to have time to absorb those funds, because you cannot have arrears going up to 4 months and then you expect counties to fully absorb the amounts by the end of this financial year, which is just almost 1.5 months ago. That is our message to the National Treasury, and we are hoping that going forward, we want to have a reliable and predictable method of disbursing revenues to the counties in order to comply with Section 17, Subsection 6 of the Public Finance Management Act. With those many remarks, I want to thank you once more, and God bless you, Asante sir.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very wise words from our father. Can we give our governor another round of applause? Thank you so much.